Hi honeys, and welcome back to Girl Do It For You podcast. I'm your host, Ashlea Chapdelaine. Let's get right on into it. Hi honeys, welcome to another episode of Girl Do It For You. So the last time I spoke about my miscarriage, it was more so my experience with the miscarriage and everything that happened. But I kind of want to just talk about the emotional side of it now. Like I mentioned in the other one, I wish they were spoke about more. I wish they were not a scary taboo subject that no one ever wants to speak on, because yes, they're terrifying, right? And no one ever wants one. But I feel like when you find out you're pregnant, it is something that goes through your mind that like you could have a miscarriage. It's a fear. Maybe not for everyone, but it was of mine. And then I ended up having one, right? It takes away what's the word? How naive you are to pregnancy. It takes away the happiness and excitement of pregnancy. I already know if we are lucky enough to get pregnant again in the future that I'm not going to be happy. I'm not going to be excited. I'm not going to have that joy of excitement and just pure bliss. Of course I will be happy because I want nothing more than to be a mother. However, it takes away the innocence of being pregnant. I was so innocent when we found out we were pregnant, and I was like, this is so exciting, this is going to be amazing. I'm not going to have that again. I'm forever going to be terrified that I go through the same thing. And that's a valid fear, but it's terrifying. My miscarriage stole a piece of me, and it stole my innocence for pregnancy and my happiness for pregnancy. I want nothing more than to be a mother in this life. That is all I have ever wanted. I always wanted to be a mum. But now I am terrified to get pregnant because what if, right? And I can't live my life like that. So, like, if we get pregnant, I will obviously be so happy, but a part of me is also going to be so scared, terrified, filled with fear and anxiety, and it sucks. You see all these other people who get pregnant and it's a beautiful, healthy pregnancy, no problems, no anything. And part of me feels like that's so unfair, and it's not, because life isn't fair, right? But I don't have that innocence anymore of, oh my God, yay, positive pregnancy test, this is all I've ever wanted. Like, yeah, of course I'm going to be so happy, but the fear will just hover over me the whole pregnancy. And I know every milestone I hit, I'm going to be so excited, but so terrified for the next fear. Like, me and Matthew had spoke about the fact that, like, we got a ultrasound done at 8 weeks. I'm like, I don't know that I want that again. I don't know that I want a ultrasound at 8 weeks, because I can't handle them hitting that little button and that being dead silent. That does something to you. That really messes you up when they're doing the ultrasound and you're looking. And of course, it's just a blob at 8 weeks, but you see the little blob, you see the little thing, and you're like, oh, there's baby. And then they go, boop, for the heartbeat to go, right? And it's silent. It is a deafening silence. The room is echoey, no one's seeing anything. You're watching the tech's face, and you're seeing the line go across the monitor, and there is no wave. There is no nothing. There's no, you can't even, like, so I saw someone where they were like, you couldn't hear the heartbeat, but you could see it on the monitor. All 3 times I had my ultrasound, blank. That really fucks you up. Like, that is, instantly. I immediately looked at my husband and I was like, I lost it right then and there. Because you know what that means. And it's not a good thing. And it's terrifying. And that makes me not excited to ever have an ultrasound again. Because the trauma that caused me, I am terrified to do that again. Because now the whole time I'm going to think, they're going to hit that button, there's not going to be a heartbeat. And it's like, that's so sad to think like that. But that's what a miscarriage does to you. It fucks with you. It messes you up so badly that you lose hope. You lose happiness. You don't have anything to hold on to anymore, because why? Why should I? I already lost my baby. what, this is going to happen again? And it's just, it's sad and it sucks. And I've had to fight a lot of grief and anger with myself. And I'm back in therapy because of this. I had graduated from therapy, as I told you guys. I had to go back because I still kind of am a little bit, but I'm constantly blaming myself. Constantly. And you carry that with you, and it's so hard. It's so hard to just move on from that. And I'm learning that grief is not a one-way road, okay? I know in my brain, my baby died. I know that. But it being called grief, when my therapist said that to me, she was like, you're grieving. And I was like, grieving what? And she was like, what do you mean? Like, you were supposed to be a mother. You were supposed to have a baby and your baby died, and that's okay to feel however you want to feel and be annoyed and be angry and be frustrated because you lost someone. And I was like, I never had looked at it that way before. And I was like, you're right. And a couple weeks ago, I had a really, really bad day. I couldn't stop crying. I couldn't get out of my head. I couldn't get any clarity. I was just a mess the whole day. Because I was grieving the fact that I should be planning a baby shower. My due date is in 6 weeks. And I am painfully aware of it. Painfully aware of my due date. And I don't know that I'll be able to really go to work that day. It's on a Monday. But I'm going to do my best. I'm going to get through it. And, I'll honor my baby. But it's just such a hard concept to come to terms with. And you think after you've gone through the pain and the experience, you think, okay, I'm done. I had my miscarriage, let's get back to life. And that also kind of sucks because I had to go back to work. And granted, I wasn't in pain anymore, but I was still bleeding. And it's like in the back of your mind, I just went through a miscarriage. I'm losing my baby. I lost my baby 2 days ago. Whatever it may be, how your miscarriage happened. And then I just have to go on with my life. Like, that didn't just happen. You have to show up. You have to go back to work. You have to keep going. Because the world doesn't stop turning just because something bad happened to you. And that sucks. It sucks to be thrown back into life like it didn't happen. It sucks to have to pretend that you're happy when you're not. Because you have to show up. You have to show up for things. You have to show up for the people in your life. You can't just be a mess all the time, right? You have to get yourself up, and you know that. But it's such a hard battle to fake it and smile and show up for things. And when people don't know, you're just like, yep, great, fine, yep, let's go, whatever. It's so hard mentally on yourself. We are our biggest critics, and so you're always going to kind of blame yourself for things, and it's such a hard fight. I don't know how I would get by without therapy, to be completely honest, and without my support system that I have. And it's also, you think, again, something else that people don't tell you with miscarriages, you're naive to it because you've never been through it. And you think, I lost my baby, right? We're back to work. It's been a month. We're getting back. Everything's good. Everything's not good. You get postpartum. You get postpartum hormones, postpartum symptoms. And it's hard because you've given birth. Your body thinks, right, okay, there should be a baby, and there's no baby. Your hair falls out because postpartum hair loss. My hair fell out in clumps, and it was another reminder that I had a miscarriage because I don't have a baby that I'm like, oh, my hair's falling out because I had you. You get depressed. you get anxiety, you get fear, you get all of it. I gained not a lot of weight, but my hips widened while I was pregnant because I was and I said this in the last episode, my baby only lived till 6 weeks, but I then had to carry that baby for 6 more weeks before my doctor would do anything about it. And so I was pregnant for 12 weeks. So for 12 whole weeks, my body thought that I was preparing, my hips were widening to give birth. I was, your body is moving around because it thinks we're going to have a baby. We need to make space for this baby. We need to push out this baby. And in my case, that wasn't true, right? My baby died and I had a miscarriage. My jeans and shorts no longer fit me. And that's such a hard thing to come to terms with because I'm like, I don't have a baby. I didn't have a bump. I didn't ever really gain a lot of weight. I think I gained maybe like 5 pounds in the 12 weeks. Like I didn't gain a lot of weight. And it's like, it's just so hard. And then you also are like, part of me, I'm not sure if it's everyone, but for me, I struggled and I was like, can I even say like that is because I was pregnant? And you're kind of taking away your experience. You're taking away the fact you were pregnant. Because I'm like, no way, right, that after 12 weeks of being pregnant that my jeans can't fit. Like, that's ridiculous. In my head, I'm like, that's ridiculous. Like, that's not a valid excuse. Ashlea, you're just fat. Get to the gym. But it is such a valid, and again, speaking to people, they're like, no, that's fair. Your hips widen. Your body was preparing for pregnancy. You were pregnant for 12 weeks. And like I said in the last podcast, my body didn't know that my baby had died. And so this whole 12 weeks I was pregnant, my body was getting ready for it. But I can tell with my jeans that it's not that I've gained weight. It's my hip bones. Like and you can't change your bones. You can't make your bones smaller. So like no diet, no anything is going to make that work for me. So I had to go buy new clothes. And it's like, that sucks. And it's another reminder that I had a miscarriage. And the mental toll of constantly being reminded is exhausting. It is so exhausting. The mental toll that takes on you is unfair. Honestly, it is. It's really unfair. I think if I could describe miscarriages in a sentence, a word, in any way, I would say miscarriages are very lonely. Because you have your partner, you have your friends, you have your family, you have whoever, right? You have people who are trying. But at the end of the day, it's a battle within yourself because it's my body that went through all of this. It's my body that hormones were up and down and sideways, right? I'm the one who's having to buy new clothes because they don't fit me anymore and I don't have a baby. I'm the one who's questioning myself because our baby, me and my partner's baby, died in me. So there, I'm taking that on myself, that I failed as a mother to grow my baby. Like I couldn't keep the baby. And it's like, that's such a hard battle. Like he did his job, he got me pregnant, but now I couldn't keep it alive. Like that is such a lonely and hard battle because that's not his fault. He doesn't need me to constantly bring up that I feel that guilt. And it's also like in the thick of your miscarriage, like when I was going through it, the 2 weeks that were awful for me, right? Everyone showed up. Everyone was there for me. People sent me flowers. People brought me food. They surrounded me with love and support and everything that I could have asked for. But then as time goes on, the phone calls stop. People stop showing up to check on you. People stop asking if you're okay. And they go back to their life. And it's not because they don't want to check on you, and it's not because they don't care about you. A lot of it is because they don't think that you want to talk about it. And so they don't want to bring up the elephant in the room, right? Like, we all know you had a miscarriage. They don't want to keep harping on it for the sake of you. They're not doing it out of ill intent. They think by not bringing it up anymore that they're helping. And that may be the case because I'm sure every day, I don't want to talk about it every day, right? I don't want to be reminded about it every day. But there are days where I'll talk about it and I won't cry and I won't get upset and I'll be fine. And then there are days like today recording this, just simply speaking about it, I'm getting emotional. It depends on the day. But miscarriages are lonely. Because, right, your partner takes the mental toll for you as well. And they go through it with you. But physically, like, you are the one that goes through it. Like, it was my body. It was me who had to go through all of that pain and that experience and miss work and buy new clothes and fight with myself and go back to therapy and just be a mess because I can't control my emotions because my hormones everywhere. My hair fell out. I had to go back on a prenatal to thicken my hair and everything. And I'm the one who bled for 16 days. I'm the one who gave birth. Like, he's there 100%. But it is so lonely with yourself. Because people can only do so much for you. Like, you have to put the work in, and it's so hard to fight that fight with yourself. It's a constant battle with your own mind. It's a mind game, and it is horrible and terrifying and brutal. But they're lonely. They are. And that's just the truth. There are so many things since my miscarriage that have just been like a punch in the gut, right? Like, little reminders, because it's grief, and I'm coming to terms with that and trying to learn how to get through it. And it's like, we just moved into this beautiful home 2 months ago. We moved into this beautiful home, and I love it. I love our house, but the back room, our spare room, was supposed to be a nursery. And so even having to buy the furniture for that and it not being a nursery was just another reminder that we don't have our baby. Getting your first period after the miscarriage, another reminder. And also it sucks. It is an awful period. Awful. Your hormones trying to regulate, you can get a positive pregnancy test up until 6 months after a miscarriage. I had to go and get my blood done, and mine came back positive, and I wasn't pregnant. And then a couple weeks later, I went back and it was back to normal, but it was like 11 weeks postpartum and even saying that just felt wrong. I felt like I couldn't just say postpartum. Like, that felt wrong to say, and that's not fair. It's a mental battle, honestly. It just is. And there are so many things that remind me that I don't have my baby. And I have to fight the courage to be like, it's okay. It's not okay, but it's okay. Because one day I will get my baby. And even the day that I had a bad day, I was talking to my therapist and I was like, I don't know why all of a sudden it's hitting me. Like, and she was like, well, sometimes there's nothing, but sometimes there's things. Walk me through your day. And it was that we took a pregnancy test and it was negative. And then I woke up and got my period. And so it was like, and my period was 5 days early. So it was just like another reminder. And she was like, you're grieving the fact that you were supposed to be a mum. And the pregnancy test being negative was another reminder that your dream of being a mum is getting pushed farther and farther away. And it's a reminder that you don't get to meet your baby. And you were supposed to be a mum in 6 weeks. And so now you're like, okay, and a new baby wouldn't ever replace the one that I lost. But now at least you would get to be a mum. You would get to have a baby. You'd get to have a child and hold that child and raise that child. And so seeing a negative test and getting your period is just a reminder that, like, that dream is being pushed further away when it's all you want and it's getting taken away from you every time. She was like, that's hard. It's a reminder. And I was like, I didn't look at it like that, obviously, which is why I was so upset. Because you don't... I don't know. I didn't think. I was like, okay, lost the baby, right? Let me get better. Let me get back into this. We'll try again in a couple months and we'll see. And at the time, right after the miscarriage, I had asked my husband like a month later, and I was like, do you want to try again? And he was like, yeah. He was like, I want to be a dad, but it's up to you. He was like, it's your body. If you are ready to try it, when you're ready to try again, we will. He was like, I would love to have children, but if you never want to do it again, I understand. He was like, if you never want to be pregnant again, I completely get it. Because from the start to finish, my pregnancy was so hard. Those 12 weeks were hard. Between nausea, not being able to eat, throwing up all the time, getting so sick, then going through the miscarriage and how I was treated by the doctors, like, it was just a horrible experience. So he was like, I completely understand if you never want to do that again. And it helps to have a partner like that. But I'm like, no, I want to be a mum and you want to be a dad. So we will do it again. We just needed some time. And now we're at the phase where we're like, we're ready. But it's also like, I'm like, I don't even know that I want to get an ultrasound. I don't know that I ever want to take the pregnancy test and find out, because I'm not excited anymore. The first time I was so excited to take that test that morning. I was so excited when it was positive. I waited approximately 7 minutes to tell him. 7 minutes. And I was like pacing around the kitchen, like, can I tell him? Like, and now I'm just terrified and I'm filled with fear. Which is normal, right? It's fair, but it takes out your joy and happiness, and it sucks. And I just want to normalize that it fucking sucks. And that's okay. You don't have to pretend like you're fine. You don't have to pretend that you've got it all together. You don't have to, when a friend asks you about it, pretend like, yep, no, we're great, everything's go. No, some days fucking suck. And I had said that I wasn't going to tell a lot of people about my miscarriage. And then I realized that I need my village, I need my support system, and I need my people. And if people make comments like, oh, when are you guys having babies? It's like, wouldn't you like to know? Don't say that to people. Don't bring that up to people. Don't pressure people into having children. Don't ask that question just because they're married, because you don't know what people are going through. Whether it's a miscarriage, whether it's infertility, or whether they just don't want children, it's none of your business. So don't, oh, you guys up next? Do you want kids? Like, I would love kids, but apparently my body can't keep them alive. So, like, don't say that, because you don't know. You may think you know someone really well, and you don't. Because not everyone's open about it, not everyone wants to talk about it. And I've told a fair amount of people about my miscarriage, and obviously now I'm kind of telling the world. But still, there are people in my life that don't watch my podcast, don't follow me on social media, don't know anything that I've spoke about, and they'll make those comments, and I'm just like, okay. And I just don't say anything. Also, if people in your life who know about your miscarriage are mean, are trying to make jokes about it, think it's something that's gossip, they are not your friend. They are not for you. They are not happy for you. They are not someone you should be surrounded by. And if people tell you that, oh, well, it wasn't that bad, like, they didn't mean it that way, you're taking it out of context. No, I'm not, actually. So you can also leave. Like, I'm not. If someone tries to make you feel bad for a miscarriage, they are not a nice human being. They are the lowest of lowest scum of the earth, and I don't know why that they are that type of person, but they are not someone that you need in your life. If they know that you are going through a miscarriage and they make not nice comments, or they laugh at you, or they say it's not that deep, or they say it's not that bad, or they discredit your experience in any sort of way, goodbye. Like, absolutely not. And if they then think that they're going to get access to you and your future child, you have got me so far fucked up, because that is one thing I will never forgive. They say mums who are pregnant and have a baby in postpartum and you're in the thick of it, they say you never forget who was there, right? Fair. You also will never forget who was there for you when you went through a miscarriage. And like I said, I was pregnant for 12 weeks. It's not a full pregnancy, right? Clearly. But through those 12 weeks, I had some people who were not there, who didn't ask how the pregnancy was going, who didn't check up on me, who weren't even excited. They were excited when I told them, and that was it. They didn't text me. They didn't ask how I was doing when I saw them. They didn't anything. They didn't care about me or my baby or my husband. Like, you don't get access to that. If that child had been born, you were not getting access to that child, because why? Why would you deserve to be an aunt and uncle, a somebody important who's babysitting, who's anything? No. Same as a miscarriage. I had someone who was very hurtful, we'll put it that way. And they said some things very not nice to me when I was actively going through a miscarriage. And that person I have no respect for, and I don't fucking forgive them for what they said. And people will say, forgiveness to move on, you have to forgive. I don't have to do shit, actually. When I was at the lowest point, and I've had low points before, but now, losing a child, and you thought it was something laughable, and to my face, I will never forgive you for that. That is so fucked up and so far wrong. And if anyone ever does that to you, and anyone tries to tell you that you should forgive them because they're XYZ, because you should just forgive and forget and move on, no, and fuck you too, honestly. Absolutely not. I know who was there for me, and I know who still to this day, I have some people who will still message me, reach out to me, tell me they wish me the best, tell me that they can't wait. You know, if I tell them that I really want to be a mom, they're like, I can't wait for you to have that one day. I have my people who support me, who send me a random message every now and then, and just, they are my people. Also, something else I learned now is if I go and have a child and they make it earthside, it's now my rainbow baby. And that's hard. It's a hard realization. It's like, now I'm in that category of I'm going to have a rainbow baby. It's also hard to come to the realizing that I'm another statistic. Because, right, miscarriages are 1 in 4. Miscarriages are very common. And that's not spoken about, which is insane to me that miscarriages are so common. 1 in 4 women have a miscarriage, yet they are not spoke about. I'm now 1 in 4. And that sucks to be added into that statistic. It's awful. When you come to that realization, you're just like, it stings. And don't let anyone discredit it. And it's like, my baby might not have made it earthside, but like, I'm a mother. I went through that. I had a pregnancy. I gave birth. My baby's just not here. It sucks. It's so hard. And that's why it's so lonely, because no one talks about it. And I really just wish people would normalize talking about miscarriages and talking about the hard things in life, and stop pretending that everything is rainbows and fairies. And like, hard shit happens. Difficult things happen. People go through loss. People grieve. People are not going to be okay all of the time. You don't have to constantly fake it and show up when you don't want to and when you just don't feel like it. If you are going through something so difficult that you lost someone and you're grieving, don't just fake it to show up. You are hurting yourself more. Talk about it. Talk with your people. Talk with your support system, and find the people who are there for you and want to support you and want to show up for you and will actually do it. Actions over words always. When their actions match what they have to say, that's a true person. That's a true friend. That is someone you need to keep in your life. That's a true partner. That is someone to keep in your life. That's someone who cares about you. That's someone you can rely on. And be that for other people as well. Hold yourself accountable. Show up for other people. If someone's going through a hard time, show up for them. Send them a text message. Let them know you're thinking about them. Care about your people, and the right people will come along and support you on any journey that you're on. Because like I've said a million times, I am so thankful and so grateful for my support system during my miscarriage. I would not have made it if it were not for those people. Primarily my husband, because he is a godsend and he is the best thing that has ever happened to me. I am so thankful and grateful to my husband because if he was not as supportive as he was, I would not have made it. And let's normalize, work should be giving you off for a miscarriage. That is a loss that you are going through. You should get bereavement. You should get time off of work. I am grateful that the job that I have, my people care about me, and they were just very supportive and very like, take all of the time we need. I had people step in, do my job for me while I was gone. My boss was like, don't even worry about it. You let me know when you're coming back. You take as much time as you need. I am so grateful that I have the job that I have and the boss that I do. But honestly, I just speak about it, find a support system, and you'll get through it. And if you have to go to therapy, because I'm back in therapy. Listen, my therapist, I literally text her. I said, so, hey girl, I need to come back. And she was like, okay, I'll get you back on the books. You can't do it alone, okay? It's too hard. It's too much. It is too much grief for one person to handle. It is too much pain. And no one should have to go through it in this lifetime, but some people do. And if you have a friend or a family member or anyone you know going through it, support them. Just show up for them. You don't have to bring anything. You don't have to buy anything. You don't have to do anything. Just show up. Just sit with them. If they want to talk about it, just listen. Don't give advice, just listen. Just let them talk. If they want to sit in silence, just sit with them. Just be there. Honestly, just show up. And if you're going through it, let people help you. Let people show up for you. If someone offers to just come over and sit, let them. You don't want to be alone. Find your people that if they show up, you can just cry and be with. And you can talk about it or you can sit in silence. Let people be there for you. If people want to help, bring food, bring flowers, bring whatever, let them. Don't respond, no, it's okay, I don't need it. Let them. Let people help you when you need it and when you're in a time of grief and loss and pain and anger and upset and frustration. Let people help. And help yourself and figure out what you need and voice it and get yourself help. And if you're angry, go to a rage room. Go break some shit. Because fair. I was so angry. That's fair. Go to the gym. Go for a walk. Scream, yell, get it out. But do it in a healthy way that you don't implode on others. But take care of yourself. Like, let yourself feel everything. And it's going to hurt and it's going to suck. But do what you need to do for you. No matter what it is. I don't care. I don't care what it is. Do it. However you choose to heal is no one else's business but yours. Let your friends help and heal however the hell you need to. And tell anyone who ever makes you feel bad or ever tries to talk bad about your miscarriage or laugh at you or make fun of you, tell them to go fuck themselves and never speak to them again. Honestly. Because they are not someone you need in your life. That's all the advice I have for you guys. I love you, honeys. And as always, I will see you guys next Friday. Goodbye. I love you.